Hi, I'm Emma King, business owner, coach, and co-founder of the COO Accelerator. And I thought I'd take some time today to talk about some of the fears that you might have when you are looking to hire your first COO, second in command, number two, ops director, whatever you want to call that role. And some of these fears I certainly came across when I was in that position. And from coaching clients, I also get this a lot. So I thought I'd just take some time right now to share a few of those fears. And the first one I want to talk about is time. And what would you do with it when you get somebody in to do a lot of the work that you're currently doing, even though you're probably not good at it, you're not enjoying it, and it's kind of grinding for you. But even though you have someone in to do all that for you, there is a fear of what will I do? And for me, I found that it was kind of like a vault. So as soon as I got rid of all those tasks that I shouldn't be doing, my time filled up uber quickly. And the key really is make sure your time fills up with the right stuff. Because when you have more time on your hands, it's easy to kind of get involved in other things, meddle, get distracted, all that kind of stuff. Or the worst kind of thing is when you start to still do your old job that you've hired someone to do. So the key to it really is make sure that you fill your time with the right stuff. And the right stuff is working on the business. So it might be things like strategic planning, focusing on growth opportunities, strategic partnerships. There's a whole host of things that you should be doing with your time as CEO, and leave the executing of your vision to the COO. The second fear that I certainly had was upsetting the status quo, upsetting the apple cart. What will the team think? How will they respond? Is mayhem going to ensue because we get that fight back, that pushback from the team? And what I would say is if you kind of go into the office one day and just announce that you've recruited or promoted somebody into that position, that's when fear strikes for the team. And it's change that doesn't always go down well. They wonder why you're doing it. People can get suspicious, get nervous, and wonder what's coming next. So there's definitely a way you need to communicate it properly. And what we did was we had a strategic planning day with the whole team. And during that day, I talked a lot about the vision and what I saw for the business, and everyone contributed to their role in that, what they wanted to see, where they wanted the business to go. So we were all had that really clear vision. Then we talked about, okay, what's going to stop us getting there? And like many business owners, the answer was me. We are always the bottleneck and the blocker to growth. So that was great for everyone to recognize that basically we couldn't get to where we wanted to be if I was still doing everything I was in the business. So everybody was signed on to that. Everybody was emotionally attached to it, because if I'm the blocker, they're the ones that feel it. They're the ones that get the consequences. So when I announced then, okay, the solution is to hire a number two, they were all on board. They were emotionally attached to it. They could see the benefits for themselves. And then we announced that that position was being filled by their colleague, Julie Phillips, who is now the co-founder of the COO Accelerator. They were happy. They were happy for themselves. They were happy for me. They were happy for her. And it just went actually extremely smoothly because everybody was on board. So it is a very genuine fear, but it is one that can be overcome so long as you communicate it properly. And then the final one I want to talk about today is the fear of letting go. And this is going to be one of the hardest ones for people, because if you've been in business a long time and you're used to it just being you, and you're having the idea and the vision and also executing on it, it can be hard to hand over the day-to-day running of the business to somebody else. And the fear is things like, will they be good enough? Will they not mess it up? Will they do it to my standard? Will they do it in a certain way? And all of those fears are very natural, and you have to let people do it in their own way. But you can start small. You can start by letting go and watch it and saying to your number two, this is how, the standard to which I want this to be done. This is when I want it to be done. So letting go is definitely the hardest one, but you're not alone. It's natural. It's overcomable, if that's a word, but it's a fear that does exist in a lot of people, but it's completely natural.